Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This is going to be on Tatanka. I am not started on my normal right screen, that's okay, I'm doing this live on Twitch. He is a new-gen acrobat. Like almost none of us have Snoop, so it's a very nice addition. It's the War Eagle variant here of Tatanka. He's an aggressive acrobat. He has the $1 Million Corporation link, don't see that one every day, and the new gen link, gems do 10% more damage, and the stock War Eagle gear. He's a trainer, 26k or 6-star. Yellow sub moves do 100% more damage per turn. Yellow moves start with 2 more MP. I believe chat came up with a list of some pretty good ones. Like Valor, this would be good on. And I'm already drawing a blank on multiple others they said this would be pretty good on for sub people. Oh yeah, Hall of Fame Triple H was another one. And yeah, that kind of stuff. So he's a pretty solid sub trainer. So he's got that going for him. I have a bunch of movesets today. I don't know how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to see probably something a little bit silly at the end that I'm going to run too. I'll switch plates out and we'll run that. He's got a Z plate on him. Whenever you make 4 more countdown gems, increases your gem damage by 50% and reduces your opponent's gem damage by 35% for 2 turns. So you're probably going to see some interesting stuff. I want to point out, and you'll see during the course of this video, there's a big difference on Tatanka with a 17k Santa and without a 17k Santa. So if he's somebody you're thinking about really chasing hard, make sure and keep that in mind as you watch the preview. Later, after some of the movesets, I'll run him without Santa Hogan in the movesets that hit very hard, at least one of them, and I will show you the difference if you don't have him, so you can hopefully make an informed decision for your roster. Alright, triple black, I'm sure a ton of people thinking drip plate. Drip plate will not work on him. Don't try it. Don't waste your tokens that way. Here's why. Leaping shoulder block, 4 MP black move, deal 73k damage, choose a 2x1 area to make into 2-turn Juggernaut gems. They make 10 random gems into color turn gems, and then 18 color turns into black at the end of the countdown. Pendulum Backbreaker, 7 MP, deal 100k damage, force your opponent to skip their turn for 1 turn. If this was 2-turn, he would be very, very good. I'm not sure why he's not 2-turn. Recently, we got like Rick Steiner with 2 turns, Scott Steiner with 2 turns. Both of their stun sets hit harder than this one. So I don't really know why we can't lock somebody down with this black set. That's one change I would make. If I were doing this, I would put this to 2 turns. Triple black would be a lot more interesting to me then. But it is what it is, right? Knife Edge Chop, 6 MP black move, deal 84k gem damage and increase your black gem damage by 75% for 2 turns. That's pretty solid on paper. So the reason you can't use a drip plate is your color turn gems are going to turn black. Your drip plate multiply gems are on random things. Where those go, color turn gems can't go, so unless it lands on a black and then connects to a color turn gem, you're never going to match any of those multiplies. Huge waste of a drip plate, don't do it. Alright, Entourage. Oh, I do want to mention, I have +1 MP, no matchy match for perks, so all of these movesets will work exactly like you would see them in Feud, and that's why they're set up this way. If you don't have them set up like this, they won't work in Feud. So only +1 MP perk is the only perk active for tours. So we got Woods for 4 black MP, Alundra for the +2 matchy match, plus more chance for black gems on the board. Elias for 1 more. That lets a 3-match load the stun in Feud. And then Santa Hogan to get started with the black stun on turn 1. If you didn't have Santa Hogan, you'd have to use 2 black MP trainers. Then you'd lose out on Alundra. You'd lose out on the matchy match. This would be significantly worse, and as you're going to see, it's not going to set the world on fire anyway. Here we go against Ivar. That's enough talking. 4 minutes, 43 seconds into this. I'll remember to set it to 1.25 speed. Yeah, what HD said. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, and like for more scuff content. Support this humble internet beggar. Okay, we're buffing the black gem damage. Hooray! As you can see, It's not crazy even after the buff. 46k, not terrible though. Now we're going to hit our stun. Even though we're using the black matchy match coach, we did not get the black match, which is great because you're going to see just how not good this is without a black match. So that's great. So you swipe, they're stunned, great. Your color turn gems go out once. We didn't get a black match, so we can't put them out a second time. So now we're going to turn the color turn gems that are left black, and they're probably going to be all over the place, and I'm going to do next to no damage. Bam! 294k. So without a black match, this moveset's terrible. Like I said, you 1000% really need a 2-turn stun to do anything with this. And this is with Santa Hogan. It would be much, much worse without. We again don't have a black match this time. So it's going to continue to look like utter not good. We'll call it that. There's probably other 4-letter words you might use to describe how this move set plays without a black match. And now Ivar's going to start to match his stuff. I really don't want to take the color turn gems, but I also really don't want Ivar to hit me in the face. Because this match, we're going to move to 2x speed, because you saw the move animation, and we're going nowhere fast. No, Tatanka is a million times better than Asuka. This is just me showing how not viable triple black can be. But Tatanka's way better than Asuka, not in the same league. I'm starting with the worst. They'll get progressively better-ish. Once we get out of showing you the regular moves and get to the multiplies, we'll be fine. Yeah, this is just brutal, though. Alright, now we have a black match. So this is about what it would look like if you started out... Let's say we're starting the match over. Alright, so there's the buff. Here's the stun. Here's the Juggernaut gem. So just pretend now we're starting the match over. So this is when it works right. This is what it's going to look like. Take your black swipe. Reloads everything. We get some color turn gems out, but not a lot. But fear not. Stun again. We're going to get more color turns because we can put the Juggernaut out again. The one problem is, once you come off of this second cycle, they're going to be out of the stun lock, right? So even doing it right, though, it's a 2 million hit. So the stun really needs to be 2 turns. Because they would be out of stun lock here. 6-star opponent. I'm sure you guys can imagine how this goes. I don't see any reason you would ever take triple black into a feud setting. Also, for boss battle, you have to swipe twice. So you're going to lose most of your buffs. So he won't be great in boss battle with this moveset either. So there's that. Okay. Next, not great moveset, but let's say maybe Showdown-wise. There's a lot of red MP people in Showdown, so it got me thinking, what could we maybe do with this moveset? The point of this moveset is not to do damage, it's to get to your tag partner. That's kind of how I look at it, this moveset. So if that tells you anything about where we're at for these, I'll actually read the move once I put the trainer on here. So I'm going to put -5 red MP Cena on here. And I'm going to put -3 black MP here. Because we're fighting a black and red guy. In like Showdown, you could do double red. You could do universal. You could change it wherever, right? It's completely up to you. This is just an example. The move is the vertical chop. 1 MP red. Deal 44k damage. Increase your black MP by 4. Stun will not be loaded in Showdown, obviously, turn 1. So keep that in mind. It will be loaded turn 2. So the idea of this would be to survive, to ideally tag in your triple black tag team opponent or tag team partner with their moves charged up and loaded, right? Ideally, like if it was ladies, Dakota into her drip plate build sort of thing. You still want the black match if possible, because that just loads everything over and over. And a little tidbit here, you do not, I'll show you first, even if you can, do not put this third set of Juggy Gems out. If you do, you will cover up these and not make as many black gems. So if I put the third set out, that would be no bueno. But if you want to do the damage, you can just hit it and not place them. Trust me on this. I'm a trained professional. I stayed at Holiday Inn Express last night. So at this point, the goal would be we've completely charged up our tag partner. We just want to tag him in and get Tatanka out because, as you see, the damage just is not there, right? Like, so let me go to 1.25 speed for a couple cycles so you can see the move animation on the red move. And then I'll flip it back to 2 because this is not fast. And I heard something once. Unless you're first, you're last. You know what I mean, Ricky Bobby? So, this definitely isn't first. Alright. That's enough of that. Yeah, Snoop Dogg is sponsoring the stream. Me and Snoop go way back. Again, you do not want to put another set of Juggy Gems out. Bad things will happen. Swag. So you get the idea, right? No buff with this. He's gonna hit for like 1 million. Again, I don't think I would use this in Showdown. I think there's better options, but it's the only way I could think of to really show the 1 MP move. Right? So, okay. Then I tried this. Should I even run this, guys? It's not fast. It's more black gem damage. You know what? We'll do it anyway. I got it on there. So, alternative. Now, because we didn't have any black gem damage with the stun, what about not using the stun? Trying to get black gem damage, focusing on a red guy, or a black MP guy, so he starts with this black MP down. Can we get enough black buffage to make this happen? And I think the answer is not really. But you can see. None of these, as you notice, the lackluster builds here, are using Santa Hogan either. Just again pointing that out for future future reference as we get towards the end of his build sets and get into the more exciting stuff. Where are... I really need multiple loadouts, guys. I am so sorry. Gem... I'll just generate gem, because he generates 1. He should be at, like, there he is. Alright. And we're going to get some black gem damage on here. A little bit more. It's like 50% more with the buff. We got the buff instead of the stun. It's still not going to be great. But something's better than nothing, I guess? Question mark?
What?
It's the chase. I figure I should explore all possibilities if possible. It'll get more exciting after this, I promise. We're almost done with the slow stuff. I mean, you've seen all these are all the same moves, so forget this. Back into 2 times speed. Alright, so this is great. It's ideal. We get our buff. We drop our Juggy Gems, and we have a match, so we can get our buff again. Also, I would like to point out, if it was 6 black MP instead of 4, he would also be much better this way. Because then the second cycle, you could hit the buff again, and then 1 more time. And because you're not stunning, and you're taking it to the face, I feel like that would be more appropriate as well, right? Because we can't fill the buff again, sadly. And as I already said, we don't want 3 sets of juggies out. Bad things happen. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that, unfortunately. So we'll see how hard it hits, though, this time. But I think making this 6 black MP would also be nice for these movesets. And you can see that hits for 2.44 million, right? So it's a little bit better. No stun to fall back on. So it would probably hit for 3.5 or 4 million if it was 6 MP and you could hit the buff again. Again, by no means still overpowered or excessive. So what I would do with the black moves and the 1 MP red move is I would make the stun 2 turns, and the 1 MP move increase your black MP by 6. That would make those move sets, if not super duper amazing, at least usable in the current state of the game and stuff. So anyway, on to this. This is interesting. I like this. It hits harder than I thought it would. There's some good stuff here. This is where he starts to get more fun and more better.
What?
Luckily for me, I can load this entourage with loadout, so you guys don't have to deal with that garbage again. Oh, I tell ya. A good content creator would edit his stuff and like cut these things so you only saw the very best stuff. Why don't you use previous to filter? Because I had no idea how that worked, AK6. You act like I play this game and I know what I'm talking about. Listen, hear me now, believe me later. I'm a professional. It's okay. So end of the trail, 10 MP, blue move, finisher. Deal 169k damage. Choose a 3x7 area to swap into red gems. Neck breaker. Deal 101k damage, 5 blue MP. Choose 1 row to make into 1 turn countdown gems. That will deal 51k damage and make 4 random gems into multiply gems of strength 5. That's pretty nice. And then power slam. 7 MP red. Deal 115k damage. Choose 5 gems to make into blue gems. Again, you see this is 7 MP. What that means for you in feud is you need Santa Hogan at 17k. That's the bad news. So there's the entourage. I do want to shout out Lex is massive for Tatanka. You will need him 5-star gold for his best sets. Lex is money. Just keep that in mind for Tatanka. If you're going to invest in Tatanka, make sure you take your Lex to 5-star gold. You need this ability. It's huge. In this case, for this one, we have Snoop for more blue gem damage. If you were going to pull a Samaja Gaming and whale out fully, you would toss in Mherex here. And I'm joking, Benny, I've been giving him a hard time about being a whale nonstop. My VIP is higher than his, so that was tongue-in-cheek. I like Benny. Good dude. But Mherex would do more damage here. I'm just not equipping him because he's pretty rare, and we have enough rare stuff with 17k Santa Hogan. Anyway. Just wait, Baby Ice. Wait for the next 2 movesets. The great here, and now is when the Z-plate starts to work. The great thing here is the damage is exceptional if you don't cascade. The bad thing is, my name is Mherex, and I love to cascade. So this gets the Z-plate to go off, which buffs our gem damage by 50%. Now, a 5 match refills that in feud because it's only 5 MP, and it also fills this because Lex adds 2 MP. Keep in mind, I have essentially feud perks, so this will work in feud. You make a 5 match, and if you're a good player or not Mherex, you don't cascade. If you're Mherex and a bad player, you cascade. So here comes the cascade on the 3 swipe right here. After we put this out, proc 50% gem damage again on the Z-plate. Now we're making a metric crap ton of multiply gems off of the countdowns. In fact, I believe it works out to be the entire board. So here's the problem, as I see it in this moment. I have this red match flashing at me, which also makes a black match. So that's a guaranteed no bueno cascade. So I have to take the blue match. I have no choice. That's the only other one I see, I think. And if I take the blue match, I'm going to lose some countdown gems. Ooh, red top right. Even better. Hey! Look at that. So, board full of red gems. Or, I mean, multiply gems. This is great, right? We can all agree? With 100% buff, we pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 additional there. Which is, hey, that's pretty cool, actually. So let's see what we do. $6.9 million. Reduced to 6.3. That's not bad. Definitely not bad. I don't have crazy stuff on the strap. It's just a Z plate. I don't have Mherex on, but you do need 17k Santa Hogan, and there's the risk of cascading. I'm going to run it one more time in 2-speed, because I think this is a moveset a lot of people might hone in on that they might potentially run. So I'm going to double speed it, run it one more time without all the talking. Well, I'll still talk, but not as much setup. If you don't have the Z plate, none of the plates really matter. I would probably use head games for the improved crit chance, if I had to pick one. I wouldn't run this without 17k Santa, because you need 2 red MP trainers, and then you can't load the blue, and then you only get one of these off. The next moveset hits harder than this. I will run that without 17k Santa to show you. Cheap shot would be good too. Head games would probably be better for the extra critical chance. So the next one I will show you without 17k Santa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't like that side though, because you can't see what's coming down next. Not that that matters when you're me. This one we can see it's going to be a red and a black with a wild card in between, so we'll probably drop 2 more black gems in. No 2s over here, that's good. And let's do a 3 swipe here. So let's do that so there's not 2 black gems there. We've basically made it as safe as we can. No, it's impossible, and no one would watch. They would be like, why is Mherex not talking? Something's wrong. I said I wasn't going to talk, and I did it anyway. That's me in a nutshell. Not trustworthy. But I didn't cascade twice in a row. Odds of that, slim to none, and slim left town. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there. Probably the best we're going to get, ish. Sometimes you can maneuver into, like, dropping cascades if you pay attention to the board. Ain't no one got time for that. $7 million on that one. Okay, so decent, right? Now, somebody said run it without 17k Santa. This is a build that can hit harder with 17k Santa and rare stuff. So, this is basically what you're locked into. Some version of this. Any kind of 2 red MP trainers. Let me show you. We're going to bring 1 new move in. It's like this, but different. It's exactly like this, but different. Mherex 2023. Also, I think he said it in 2022. So finisher goes out. Instead of finisher, we're going to turn the multiply gems red. 8 MP diving chop. Deal 75k damage. Make 24 multiply gems into red.
Yeah!
Alright. Entourage. Lex would be ideal here. You'll see him in the next build. Santa Hogan would be ideal. Next build, etc., etc. The reason I decided Batista for this was because you get something out of it. It's not a lot, but it's something. It's 50% red gem damage on 1 move. So it's better than nothing, and everyone should have him, right? You need Andre for the matchy match, which should be under here. Catchphrases are tight, indeed. So that makes our 3 match worth 4. And then here we are going to leave Snoop for the Gem DiMaggio. I don't know, Derek. I have no way of predicting what Scopely will do with those tokens, bud. 5-star bronze, max star fills a 17k Santa. If you don't have him 17k, you should be saving all of your Showboat star fills for your Santa Hogan. Biggest game changer for your roster there is when it comes to coaches and trainers. Okay, so here's the bad news for this build set. You don't start with the countdown gem loaded. So you have to load it, and then you have to tick it. So it still takes a 5 in a 3 match. Doesn't really matter the order, but you need a 5 in a 3 match. That's the bad news. So there's not as many multiply gems out. Why did I make a row break? Couldn't tell you. Because I thought I was putting this right here. Actually is why. So, you know, I screwed it up. Typical Mherex fashion. He didn't place it on the yellow because he's dumb. But it is what it is. You're going to see the same thing after Ivar matches a gem here anyway. Like this. What you can do is you can put this out to at least proc the Z plate again. But that means you have to cover up some of your multiplies. Try to stay away from spots where you'll make connections turning into red. So this seems like a good spot. And now you can see how much damage we're going to do here without a 17k Santa. You can still do it on turn 1 if you don't play poorly. This is actually a pretty good result, to be honest. 4.6 million reduced to 4.1. I'll run that one more time for you, 2 times speed, and then we'll put rare trainers on him. That's a solid result. I can tell you he will not always hit that hard running it that way. That's a pretty solid result with no 17k Santa. You can expect that. But there is a giant risk for Cascade, so please keep that in mind. It will affect your gameplay potentially. The last moveset we're going to see is the potential you can hit the hardest, I think, with a feud setup. Not counting top line, of course. And you don't need a blue 3 match the second time around. However, if you don't have a blue 3 match the second time around, you don't get the extra 50% gem damage buff. So keep that in mind. So you may need to risk it for the biscuit a little bit more, if that makes sense, like doing this kind of top row stuff, so you have a chance to set up a 3 match, like this sort of thing. So again, keep that in mind. We risked it for the biscuit, it turned out okay. So far. Alright, so this is probably not as good a spread, per se. I would say don't take the bottom row because this makes red matches here. This one makes a red match there. This one we're not matching anything with, even though there's a ton of multiplies. I would say take this row, or this row. But you lose a countdown gem on the top row, so I'd say take that row. Did I swipe already? Yeah, that's fine. I swiped already. We got multiplies. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. That was really good spread, too. 4.6 million again. That's about your top end with that. If you miss the second Z plate, if your stuff doesn't line up well, 3 to 3.5 is more realistic with this setup. That's definitely your top end. Alright, so what does it look like with all of the stuffs? Let's find out. I'm glad you asked. And there's room on the strap. Again, I do want to point out, I'm only sitting at 115% blue gem damage on this build, 50 from the Z plate. After this, I'm going to show you guys something crazy you can do over multiple turns just because I think it's fun. I'll go to a stip tour and change plates. Since it's a chase one, I'll do a little bit extra nonsense. We're just going to do this because apparently I don't know how to use the button that has you use your previous thing, and I'll have to figure that out. Thanks for making me look stupid on my own video.
Yeah!
Just kidding. I love you. Alright, so same moveset. We just moved in Lex for the one multiply and Mherex for another. So that's multiply gems buffed even more. And I'm sure I will cascade. No problem, Kenny. That's the goal. Is so you can, hopefully everyone will have at least somewhat realistic idea of how they can run the chase character. And you could do it safer. So if you didn't care about the 2 stacks, you could absolutely do it safer and just make a 5 match you swipe into. So I'm going to run this twice as well. I'll run it the safe way first. That's not good. That will cascade into the green. Who was waiting for Mherex to cascade that? 1, 2. That's good. You can swipe there. That should be fine. We're good. Be good. Ish. Take the black. The wild card drops. I would have to think about that. Okay, so that's the safe way, right? But you get way less wild cards. But this is the safe way because you can afford a 3 cascade. So that's what I would call the safe way. This is a good spot. Ish. You can see, horrible matchup. So you saw we hit for less than the other build because they lined up horribly. That's what I mean where I was saying the other build can just miss and hit for like 2.5 million, maybe 3, is if your board ends up like that. So that's the problem with playing it safe in general. And so, because we're going to hit more than double that damage if we don't play it safe. So keep that in mind if you want to play it safe. That can happen right there. It's pretty ugly when it does. Also keep in mind, if you have a Judgment Day plate, and if you want to put it on this build set, all of a sudden it doesn't matter nearly as much as if you cascade. And that would be the best way to run him, but very, very expensive and whaley to run him that way. That would certainly be the best way, but again, do I think that's realistic for 99% of the community? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also, I have a Judgment Day plate, and I would rather put mine somewhere else than here, for whatever that's worth. Let's do this. Oh. Okay. Now this should be a very beautimous hit, assuming we don't cascade. That was 8.8 million reduced to 7.8. If you don't have Mherex, you can put on Zombie Bianca and make 27 multiply gems into red. And I would go that route without Mherex if you have 17k Santa. It's, you know what? It's the chase card. Let me show you that because you don't lose that much. And a lot of people don't have Mherex that do have Zombie Bianca and do have 17k Santa. So let me show you that. And not you. Because you don't fall off that much because you have and you have a better chance at making connections and matching more gems. So in some worlds it may even potentially be better. You could also use Hogan here to create, so you're choosing 7, not that you really need to with this build, and making 26 multiplies. But if for some reason you have Hogan and not Zombie Bianca, you can also use Powerhouse Hogan. So yeah, I forget who asked earlier, or who said earlier they thought he wasn't very good. The game is going to crash because it's a preview. I think he is very good, but he does have things that I don't love. The potential to cascade bothers me, and then you definitely need Santa Hogan to get the most out of him. Yep, there's the crash.
Yeah.
So there's that, right? And I know this is a longer video. I hope you guys are okay with it because it's the chase. I really want to give people... you can fast forward through stuff you don't like. You know what? If you don't like it, I don't care. I feel like this is beneficial to most everybody in some way, shape, or form. No Santa, Bianca, or Mem? Well, then I hope you have Hall of Fame Lita. Because you could also use Hall of Fame Lita. If you don't have any of those, you're never making red gems. I don't know what to tell you. Did Bianca get on there before I crashed? Yes. Okay, here we go. I need to take a drink. I'm talking too much. Woo. All right. I love you too, McManamy. I love you too. 5 match. 5. We're gonna use the extra one to get rid of the yellow there, because that yellow's coming down and dropping right there. We have a nice 3-match-ish sort of here. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll find a way to ruin it. There's blues up there. Yellow came in anyway. F you, game. F you. Whatever. The damage is going to be the same regardless. But this is underlies the problem potentially that you can have, right? So that's fine. That's going to happen in feud. Damage output is going to be the same. Nice cascade. You can see that was 8-6, reduced to 7-6, basically the same as Mherex. You're not really missing much if you're hitting more multiplies, right? So they're pretty close. Now, as promised, one fun thing to do. I don't know necessarily that it'll be useful now, but if there's ever a red gem damage boss, which I doubt there will be, or maybe if 6-star silver rolls around at some point, you can put a Hogan plate on him. With the finisher build. Right here. Not here. Right here. Ah. And we'll keep Mherex on, because we're going to just go sandbox here. And we're going to go into Stip Tour and put a Hogan plate and grow the damage. Just for funsies, for people that want to see this sort of thing. And we're going to go back to Mherex, because he's going to proc that sucker quite a lot. Unfortunately, in boss, you do have to swipe. So there is that. For the community. No, that's why they give us G-bits. It's fine. Alright. If you don't know what the Hogan plate does, if you break 20 gems, it increases your red gem damage by a metric crap ton. Is it red today? I really hope it's not red. It is red. I'm going on normal so somebody doesn't get pissy pants that Mherex took this into Stip Tour on red. I won't complete it all, but you know somebody's going to be like, this hacker, Scopely shill. Alright, whenever you break 20 gems, increase your red gem damage by 200% for 2 turns. You could really do either moveset, doesn't really matter. You can do this one or the other one. I'm going to do this one just for funsies. Because I can. And yeah. Let's see how big this gets. No comments from the cheap seats there.
What?
I was waiting for that, Bizzo. Thanks for not letting me down. Thanks for being utterly predictable and not letting me down. You too, FOD. You guys are champs. You're really, truly champs. So first time through, Hogan plate does nothing. So we're doing nothing with it here. Nothing extra. Just gonna hit our like 7 million, 8 million, 6 million, whatever. We're getting cascades on this one. This is a nice one. I'm gonna go to 1.25 so you can see it. That was 7.1 million. However, that gave us 200% red gem damage booster. So now we can have a little bit of fun. Touche, Bizzo. I say touche, good sir. Why did I hit that move? Not what Mherex wanted to hit. What an idiot. Definitely not what I wanted to hit. Where's McManamy when we need him? What was I supposed to do there, McManamy? Not that. That was amazing. Only I knew what I was doing. The 5. The problem here is I don't have the matchy-match trainer on, though. So we're not going to get 2 rows anyway, but you know. We're still buffing crap. I appreciate that, McManamy. You're a prince of a fella. Now I'm just on tilt. There we go. We got a good column here. We're fine. Everything's fine. Nothing to see here. We got good column. Lots of multiplies. I like this column more. No. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. I don't know. I'm not counting them. I'm totally on tilt. That was 10 million. Okay. Now we're doing stuff. Nice, Mayo. Congrats. Well, come on, Cena. Don't pin me. I don't want to lose buffs. Don't pin me. Don't pin me. Cena, I thought we were friends. Why you gotta pin me? Kind of rude, right? This Mherex even. I know. His finisher is loaded. Also, I'm gonna cascade purple, probably. Oh, I didn't. How about that? This should be a really good smack now. Sure. Oof. What did that say? Did that only say 5.8? There's no way it was 50, right? Why so low? Oh. No? No, that was 50. That was definitely 50. No, we're on kickout. Never mind. I'm all confused. We're on kickout. Ignore me. Ignore me. I'm like, how to hit the millions? Yeah, 50K. Weird. Alright. I don't know. Maybe it's not as good as I thought. We hit 10 million once. The rest all sucks. I don't know what to tell you guys. Disappointing. Not worthy of being in the video. I could edit that out and look much smarter than I actually am. Right, Grass? I'm saying, dude. I don't even know what's going on at this point. There's the cascades. Yeah, I lost buff because of the pin. I know. I know. I know. But it's more fun if I pretend to be stupid. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. That's about everything I can think of with Tatanka. Oh, I suppose I should say where he fits in on my roster. I don't want to, really, because I struggle with this one, personally. He can hit really hard. I think he's really good. At the same time, I don't think, no, I'm not pretending. I really am dumb. I don't think I will really use him anywhere, personally, because of how dangerous the pin is. Like for feud, I don't think I'll use him for showdown. I think I'll use him when new gen acros are required, right? I think he's good. I think he's strong. I think with a Judgment Day plate, I would use him much more confidently. But for me, I have Like, Dom is super safe, not necessarily fast. Cena can be fast. Warrior, if you have a braid and a veer plate, I don't have a veer, but I mean, Warrior's Warrior. So, like, do I think he's kind of comparable to that group? Yes, I do. Training ability wise, he does get a good one at 6-star, when some of the other ones don't necessarily. So that's an advantage there. So I think he's a fine addition. I think he's a fine chase. I don't think he's weak or underpowered. The thing I would do though is I would change the stun to be 2 turns, because even at 2 turns it wouldn't be OP'd, and then at least he could stun lock. You know, sort of like Hall of Fame Perfect, a little bit on the slower side. And I would change this to like 6 MP, so that you could do stuff with the buff and the knife edge chop. So I would change this to 6 and the stun to 2 turns were it up to me, and then it would give him some more versatility, and it wouldn't make him OP. I do like the fact that there's no drip build and he's triple black, so I'm a big fan of that, because drip plates get really old. Again, the trainer's pretty good, and he's really solid. For me, I don't like the gameplay because I'm a Cascade Magnet, so for me it's not good. I think for a lot of you it'll be better, and I'm very interested to hear what you guys think. Sorry this video is so long, but it's the chase, and I felt like there's big variables in how he plays depending on what you have. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys.